Good morning, my little chickadees. Today's lesson is going to be evaluating logs without a calculator. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited that it's Friday. I woke up this morning with a headache. I don't know if it's the rain. I don't know if it's staring at the computer for so long, but I'm just glad that it's the end of the week. Okay, so today's lesson builds on yesterday's lesson. So hopefully, I'm sorry, not yesterday's lesson, the day before, because we're skipping days, but you know, the previous lesson. So I hope you understood that when you get the same bases, okay, you set the exponents equal. We are going to do the same thing today with evaluating logs. Notice I wrote without a calculator. Don't anyone give me a decimal. That is not a correct answer. Okay, so we're going to be working with problems that look like this. The log base 7 of 343. So here's example number 1. Okay, first thing you're going to do is set equal to x. Okay, so I'm going to take this whole equation and I'm going to make it equal x. Next thing I'm going to do is rewrite as an exponent. Okay, so this goes back to the lesson that we had before. So how do I do that? Remember, that's the arrows. So I'm just taking the last two lessons and putting them together. So this gets written as 7 to the x power equals 343. Okay, now let's go into yesterday's lesson, which is make the same base. Set exponents, equal and solve. Okay, so this is a base of 7. It cannot be changed into anything, so I'm going to assume that this is going to be a base of 7, and it is. 343 can be rewritten as 7 to the third power. It has the same value. If you go to the calculator and you did 7 to the third power, it'd be 343. That's the only time you can use a calculator in this, okay, if you're not sure about what power it is. And this stays 7 to the x. And now, based on the lesson we had yesterday, if the bases are the same, exponents are equal. That's the answer. So the log base 7 of 343 is 3. Okay, now there is a way to do this in a calculator, all right, but since these all work out like this, we have to do it this way, okay? When's your next lesson? Tuesday. Okay, this is totally going to confuse me. On Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to do it without that, but for now, these are going to be easy and straightforward, so you're just going to rewrite them. Let's try another one. Log base 16 of 8. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, set equal to x. Next thing we're going to do, rewrite it as an exponent. 16 to the x power is 8. And this one goes under the heading yesterday where you had to change both sides. We're going to rewrite this as 2 to the 4th power, because 2 to the 4th is 16. Bring down your exponent. We're going to rewrite this as 2 to the 3rd. Your bases are the same, so they cancel out. For x equals 3, x equals 3/4. So again, going back, the log base 16 of 8 is 3/4. Let's try another one. Okay, and this is it. This is the whole lesson. Log base 27 of 1/9. Just watch all my examples because some of them might be tricky. All right, again, set equal to x, rewrite as an exponent. 27 to the x power equals 1/9. This one looks a little complex, but you should recognize that both of them are going to be bases of 3. So 27 gets rewritten as 3 to the 3rd power, keep its x, equals. Now, do you remember what happened when it was a fraction yesterday? We know that 9 is 3 squared, but it's in the denominator. We need to bring it back to the numerator, so we'll bring it up using a negative. Okay, remember, if you have a negative exponent, it reverses wherever you're living. So if you're in the denominator and you give it a negative exponent, it goes to the numerator. If it's in the numerator and you give it a negative, it goes to the denominator. Again, these are the same. 3x equals negative 2. X equals negative 2 over 3. Okay, let's do just 2 more. Okay, so quickly, number 4, log base 1/3 of 729. Okay, again, set it equal to x. We write it. So it's 1/3 x equals 729. All right, this is already 3. You're not going to rewrite it. You're just going to bring it up. So it's 3 to the negative 1. So we'll just make it negative x. And again, if you don't know this, you might need the calculator just for this. But 729 is 3 to the 6th power. And then we have, I'm going to write it over here because I'm running out of space, negative x equals 6. So x equals negative 6. Okay, and the last one I want to show you is when they're both in the denominator. Log of 1 over 5 is 1 over 3,125. Again, set it equal to x. Rewrite. Now they're both in the denominator. You're going to have to both bring them up. 5 is 5. Nothing you can do about that. This is 5 to the negative x. This is really 5 to the 5th power. But now we want to bring it back to the numerator. So it'd be 5 to the negative 5th. Negative x equals negative 5. X equals 5. Which makes sense because it's a positive because they're both in the denominator. Okay, that's the whole lesson. Again, set equal to x, rewrite as an exponent, and just go back to yesterday's lesson. Your homework that's going to be due on Tuesday, but please guys don't leave it to the last minute because I'm having so many of you saying, oh, I forgot to submit it because you have the extra time. Okay guys, I post the answers. Okay, that's the only way that I could have you guys check your work and say, wait a minute, Mrs. Obdyke, I didn't understand this question, I didn't understand that question. And please make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're sending me a remind text and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm confused on this one. I'm here waiting for your remind questions so I could help you with it. Okay, so make sure you get your homework in, guys. I think 48 hours, and now you have 40, what do you have, like 72 hours to do your homework? More than enough time. Your homework is going to go back to that sheet that you already have. Okay, I will repost it in this homework. I know this is a little fuzzy. Let me focus that in. Okay, you did 1 through 14 in the last assignment. Now you're going to do 15 through 29. So your homework is just number 15 through 29 on this sheet. Okay, again, it's evaluating without using the calculator. You're going to set it equal to x, rewrite it, and solve. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Get some rest. Stay home. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Love you guys. See you soon.